Hello, and welcome to M3 Live. My name is Malcolm Travers. Male Media Mind is a grassroots organization dedicated to uplifting and unifying our community through dialogue, insight, creativity, and knowledge. And every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I invite my friends to help me break down topics around philosophy, relationships, communication, anything in the public sphere of like self development, bettering your life, like advice online. And I bring it to a panel of illustrious bears to help me bullshit test some of it, because there is this concept of, you know, like, what do you call it? Bias? Yeah, ownership bias, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Confirmation bias, that's what I was
Yeah,
looking for.
yeah.
Yeah, like if you already believe something, it's really easy to find evidence for that. So
People who.
I had an actual interesting one about alcohol happened
Hmm.
to me yesterday. So there was a report that came out that just says alcohol, any amount of alcohol is carcinogenic. It is about as carcinogenic as cigarette smoke, right? Like it's that carcinogenic. It's a carcinogen. There is no safe amount of alcohol that you can drink without raising your risk of cancer. And so, like people just flatly like I like to drink, so therefore it does. It's not true. It's not true. So that can't be true. But it is, unfortunately. Doesn't matter how nice a mixed drink is. I mean, and the thing is, though, we take risks all the time, so it's you can just calculate your risks better. Anyway, hey, Devon. I didn't even introduce you. Sorry.
Okay.
Devon is joining me because you know he's usually here, but also because no one else is here. Because we were struggling to come up with a panel, but obviously you could catch Devon this Sunday at 5. I'm sure there's plenty to talk about. I just actually, there's actually so much for me to watch now that it's like a glutton of stuff because I don't watch that
Hmm.
much. But I started, of course, the live Airbender. I'm just loving it. Like, um, I'm loving the fact that I don't care what anyone thinks about it, and I don't. I really don't, because I love it. I was just finishing up episode 3. I'm
Yeah.
taking it that slow.
I
I
love
am.
it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think it is.
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people would have something to say about how compressed the story has to be for a live action versus, um, or even just a modern day
Hmm.
interpretation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people are making it known that how they feel about it too.
Yeah, and that's interesting. So, what it's something that we talked about that people of different generations have not really had to deal with that. Like the media landscape really is changing in such a way that it will not be crazy to end up at the movie theater one day and you're watching TikTok videos up there. I'm just saying. I hate to say it, but you'd
Hey,
be like,
it's gonna
yeah.
happen. It's gonna
I'm sure
happen.
there's gonna be a TikTok murder video. I'm sure at some point there's gonna be like some. I'm
Oh my
sure someone needs
no.
to write this right now, right? I mean, it's just like any sort of video, found footage video horror. You know what I mean? Except it's a TikTok. Where so like you're looking at people getting killed on TikTok, you're like, oh my god, you
Hmm.
plot. It's just like, why hasn't this already happened? I don't know. Anyway, it writes itself. It
Mm.
does. It's like, um, so let me go ahead and start. So we had a hiccup. Obviously, if you're with us, it is not 7 o'clock. We started at 7:15, and everything was broke. I had no sound. I had no co-host. You were out. Yeah, Greg is on the road. We're actually putting up the bear signal now to try to get Dr. Puka here. We'll see if that happens. But he had plans, and he seemingly has decided to join us. So That would be nice. But in the meantime, I figure let's just jump into the first video. Um, so hopefully you can hear this, and hopefully I can hear this. We're going to talk a little bit about, white supremacy. Let's go.
If white supremacy exists, then why am I poor? Why do I have to struggle to get everything that I want? Why isn't everything handed to me? Well, that's because white supremacy doesn't exist. It's a fallacy given to you by the ultra wealthy so that you would do their bidding on their behalf and promise that you would be right there with them. The goal has never been white supremacy. The goal was always balkanization. They want to treat everybody like niggas. But to keep them from getting their hands dirty and from having an overwhelming uprising against them, they were like, hey, we gotta rally some of these guys onto our side. Who's the most gullible? So they chose the people who resemble them, and they created this fantastical white world. Oh, you can have 2 kids, a white picket fence, nice house, have a wife, and all you have to do is make sure that everybody below you gets in line. And for the longest time, that's what's been happening. All these walls putting together so that the minorities stay where they're at, not realizing that they are laying the very groundwork for their own subjugation. And every now and then they seed a little bit of motivation in them. Hey, listen, all this is happening because of minorities. You can't get a raise, you got laid off from your job, everything at the store is expensive, all because of minorities. So make sure that they are in their place. But now I guess it's almost complete because all that balkanization that they were setting up is now starting to trickle down into white spaces. A militarized force that was killing people in the street wasn't really that serious when it was black and brown people, but Alex Preddy and Renee Good? Y'all killing white people now? A data center polluting the air and the water in Memphis, not really that serious. A data center polluting the water and the air in Baltimore, not really that serious. A data center up the street from you polluting the air and the water. Wait, that's not. Gentrification seems so cool because it got all these undesirables out and cleaned up the neighborhood. But now, if you re-sign your lease, it's going to be $629 more, and you're getting priced out just alongside them. And they're going to continue this trend until you stop it because everything that they're planning on doing to you, they're going to try on black people first because they know you won't care. Remember Adriana Smith, the black woman whose corpse was used as an incubator? Well, it was a black girl, so it's really not that serious. But then it's going to happen to maybe a little Hispanic girl, and maybe a little Asian girl, and eventually you're going to see a lot of dead white women with babies incubated inside of them. They said that you will own nothing and love it. A lot of people thought, oh, they just mean minorities. They mean everybody who isn't a part of that 1% will be a peasant or a serf. And unfortunately, I feel like we're going to stay in this situation until a certain group of people decide they have enough and that they rise up against this. Because had Luigi Mangione or even this Paper Mario guy been black or brown, they would have just charged that to the inherently violent nature of minorities. But because they are Caucasian, it's picking up steam. Anyways, if you're out there, don't fall for the ruse of white supremacy. It's all a ploy to make sure that you're complicit in your own enslavement.
So, yeah, I couldn't have said it better, really. Which is why I have funny cat videos, because it's funny. You can state the problem as clearly as that and still have zero way to solve any of it. Because, yeah, like being white apparently is really great, I guess. White people are not willing to let go of being white, so because, they get to almost think that it's possible for them to be rich. I mean, when you think about it, isn't that why Trump is president? Like, it's just because he played a billionaire on TV, and it was like, ooh, and he likes white people. He likes white supremacy. So, like he's going to try to, somehow let me have some of that money. It really is. Like, the Republicans always, no matter which candidate it is always just appealing to people's financial bottom line and saying, well, I have to survive. I have to look after my own family. And therefore, my decision to, be in bed with white supremacists or, homophobes or bigots or murderers, whoever, rapists, pedophiles, whatever, you can be a part of that because ultimately my family will prosper for that. And the basic idea is that that's not true. Like, we are all kind of connected, right? And like you said, like, if it works on black folks, you're next. Like, if it works on them, why wouldn't they? Think about it. Like, the people in power, like, why wouldn't they want more money? If they could take all of our money, why wouldn't they take yours? Why wouldn't they? Why it's there,
Yep.
and no one's gonna
That
stop
part.
them.
Yeah.
Right? You can't stop them now because you didn't vote for the black lady, right? You couldn't vote for the black lady, so you know they're just gonna take your shit, right? Yeah, along
Mm-hmm.
alongside us. But let me see. I got another video from Google. So I have to defend my use of AI a little bit because I am a creative person and I recognize that I am literally just reusing what other people said about the same thing. So to me, it's not AI. It is machine learning, and it is mulching through the internet and books and everything that has ever been said to try to figure out what I want to hear. So it is very sycophantic, and this is literally the opposite of the reason why I bring these videos on the panel. You know what I'm saying? And this is the difference between a human being and an AI. An AI will not disagree with you most because it literally can't. And if it tries to disagree with you, it's literally trying to pantomime disagreeing with. Am I disagreeing with you right enough? You know what I'm saying? Can I disagree with you more? I mean, you know, you vile piece of shit. Is that too much? It cannot.
Not
It
disagree with you
cannot.
more.
It cannot like belittle you or do anything mean to you because it's always checking in to see if this is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like it's oh god. So let's play Google's response to this video and we'll talk about it. Let me see. Here we go.
For generations, the ultra-wealthy have used privilege as a bribe. They offered a false sense of security to one group of people on a single condition: keep everyone else in line. Using privilege to buy safety from the elite is like a sheep helping the farmer build a slaughterhouse, believing the walls are only for the goats. Now those walls are closing in on everyone. The corporate extraction, the hyperinflation, and the displacement that have devastated marginalized communities for decades are no longer staying behind those borders. They are trickling into every working class space. The system tests its worst tactics on your bodies first, whether through aggressive policing, environmental neglect, or economic extraction, because it bets on the silence and indifference of the majority. If the world remains silent when it happens to a black man or queer youth, the elite know they can eventually deploy that same control against everyone else. Read Robin D.G. Kelly's Hammer and Hoe to see how true liberation occurred when people refused to let engineered wedges blind them to their shared reality. Reject the tribalism that keeps people fractured. Reclaim your mind from the digital echo chambers that profit off your anger. True strength is recognizing the game, refusing to be a pawn in your own subjugation, and standing together with clarity, focus, and unshakable resolve.
So that was Google's response. And yeah, I mean, it is interesting. We talk about it all the time with the Trump people regretting their vote now, and the only reason why is because they didn't get what they were promised. They don't regret making the deal with the devil. They don't. They think that was okay if he actually met their demands. They don't see, the evil god Orange King, whatever. Yeah, he's a cult leader. So.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So anyhow,
Damon, what's going on, Damon?
oh, okay, yes, I forget. We have comments. I'm glad there's someone there. Thank you. Because I'm trying my best to make sure I keep my promise to show up. But shit happens. I had a rough day too. I was up from like 6 this morning, which I don't get up before 9. So it was so early in the morning that when my job messaged me, it didn't have notifications because I'm asleep. I have sleep mode on my phone. I was like, I'm not awake. You're not supposed to hit me up that early. But anyway, on that note, let's watch some funny shit. Let's see. We got this, and then I'm going to put this up here. The morning light is turning blue, the fear is bizarre. The night is almost over,
still don't know where you are. The shadows say they keep me pretty like a movie star. Daylight makes me feel like Dracula.
I had an axe, and the tree grew. Remember that tree that grew up at the backside of the house, right?
Yeah, too easy.
No, he did.
Babe! Babe!
You feel like a princess.
I feel very, a little violated.
It's kind of normal for you.
Oh my god.
Now, now, could you deal
Wow.
with this much TV? Like,
Oh, I
when
actually
you have the,
could. I could do that.
like
Wait.
literally the wall of your apartment just be a TV. Just if you had like an extra
I would do
10,000,
that. I would.
that would be an amazing gaming session, though, right?
It,
Oh my
it
God.
would be.
That would be so good.
Love the way my body's moving to the beat.
Okay, this
I just
reminds
like
me of
it.
something. That reminds me of a character. I don't know which one though.
Yeah. I mean, it had a little like, what was that dude? The Edward Scissorhands kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that dude. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just does weird shit. So, like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I honestly feel like that's one of the best movies ever. But I don't know. No one agree with me on that. But anyway, I have another video. So I think I'll play it. I think this is just one of those. Okay, so Greg calls me out for this. I'm just gonna be honest. Half of the reason I like this video is because the guy's cute. But he does have good shit. He has good content. But I will admit that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you'll see. I'm just play it. But to dodge those accusations, right, or get ahead of those accusations.
Okay.
I should say, yeah. Okay, here we go.
There's a difference between being alive and feeling alive. But pressure does not have to remain your identity. You were never designed to spend your whole life emotionally braced against your pure existence. At some point, the body deserves to learn something new. Your body deserves to learn something new. And you deserve to experience something new. You deserve to experience peace, joy in the moment, not some in the future, not some in 3 months. No, now. Your body deserves to feel safe and breathe deeply now.
Yeah. So it's just this idea we talked about on Monday that it's ironic that seeking happiness is itself an unhappy experience. And the only thing you really need to be happy now in this moment is to
I'm
accept
sorry.
that
His
this is the
beard. I'm so sorry. His beard was amazing.
well, yes, I have the beard fetish.
Keep going,
It is.
Malcolm.
I know. I have. I've made AI videos of him. I really have. I'm gonna confess. I've done all kinds of things to him on my computer. Nasty, horrible.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you because I'm like, that's a top no jitsu for real right there. Like,
I'll tell you the prompts on Patreon, but I'll tell you the one.
They make it probably talk you.
The prompts usually are around eating ice cream. I'm just gonna say it, just like have it super melty and like have them lick it real slow. Like, you can do that to anybody. I'm just saying. AI is amazing. And anybody who you think is cute, put an ice cream cone in their face and have them lick it slowly. I promise you, it's a good time. Anyway, let me pivot to AI since we're talking about AI. Let's see what the AI said about Mr. Beards a lot. Here we are.
Queer is not merely a biological or sexual mechanism, but
oh, never mind.
Okay.
That was the wrong one. You know what? Let me see. Yeah. I don't know. Let me play it. That says the right number, but it's not the right number. I'm going to play it anyway just to find out what the hell this is. Let me see.
queer is not merely a biological or sexual mechanism, but a distinct political, social, and existential lens. Bell Hooks famously defined queer not as a sexual identity, but as greater than that, the self at odds with everything.
Okay, yeah. That was from my last video. Let me see if I swapped these by accident. No, I just didn't have it. Sorry. I was rushing people. I'm sorry. It's what it is. I'll, find out what Google had to say about it later. Let me just get to the next fun video. If we don't have any more, I'm just gonna say, yeah, the beards are bearding. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Yes.
The only thing I'm clearing up is my plate, filled with all these blessings from the Lord. That's it.
Hands are strong. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Poor little turtle getting kidnapped. So there is a genre of animal videos that I keep going through. I love animal videos. But for whatever reason, I've been going through the genre of animal videos of turtles, and they're always trying to run away from their owners. And it's like, you can't run. You can't run. He's got you, you know.
Right.
Like when watching him try to get out of that little container was really funny. He's like, oh no, I'm trapped. And it's so cute. The more you struggle, the cuter you are. Watch you run. Like, oh. So there was one where, of course, they're gonna use like, you know, the voice of Michelangelo, you know, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to voice the turtle. I was like, yeah, they don't really remind me of them at all. Like the real turtles, although it is funny. I do like the real turtles too, and the mutant turtles. But anyway, let's see. Video 3. Let's try number 3.
Am I the a-hole for selling the house my parents have been living in rent-free after they tried to give it away to my sister? This is from the Found and Exposed subreddit, and I'm ready. The deed is in my name. My grandmother left me her house when she passed, not my parents, not my sister, me. Specifically because she said I was the only one in the family who had sense. At the time, my parents acted supportive, said they were proud of me, asked if they could stay there temporarily while they sorted out their finances. I said yes because they were my parents, and I thought temporary meant a few months. That was 6 years ago. They never paid rent. Already, nobody will take advantage of you more than family. Nobody on God's green earth has the audacity like family has. I never pushed because I was living in a different city, building my career, and honestly, I felt guilty charging my own parents. I told myself family helps family. I kept telling myself that until last month. My sister called me on a random Tuesday saying she had big news. She said she was pregnant with triplets. Imagine your first time having a child and you're preparing for 3 at the same time? Too many blessings. I said, okay, congratulations. She said, yeah, so we're going to need more space. I said, that makes sense. Have you looked into apartments? And she laughed. Actually laughed. Then she said, no, silly.
We're moving into grandma's house.
That's my house, I said. You don't even live here, she said, and you have your own place. We need it more. I told her that wasn't how property works. She got quiet and said, Mom and Dad agree with me. Then she hung up. I would have called this woman back as fast as humanly possible, just to beg her pardons, just to beg them. You gonna hang up on me too? My mom and dad said what? I should have called my parents immediately. Instead, I called my boyfriend, vented for an hour, then called my parents the next morning, thinking maybe I misunderstood something. You let yourself cool down, you woo-san. You're better than me, because I would have called screaming. I would have ruined this. My mom picked up, and before I could even say anything, she said, we already told your sister yes. I said, you told her yes to what exactly? You don't own the house. Boom. My mom said, you're being selfish. She's having 3 babies. You're single. You have a good job. You can figure it out. This is the right thing to do for this family. I would have said, I'm so petty. In this moment, I would have said, now you're homeless. Get out in 30 days. I would have myself. I would have put myself on an island that I could not get off. I recognize I got problems. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Grandma didn't give you the house. Next thing I want to know is, you were living in my house 6 years trying to get your finances together. And now magically, you have your finances together that you can move. Now you owe me 6 years of rent.
That's so interesting.
Wow, the audacity. Audacity must be on sale. That was a lot.
It is a real thing. I think I was getting into the oh, hey, we got company. Let's see. Are you on the streets?
Yes, I am.
Yee, what's gonna...
I'm on my... Sorry, I got held up with a few conversations.
So we were having a discussion about a woman who inherited her grandmother's house from her grandmother when they passed and allowed her parents to live in the house for 6 years rent-free. even though the grandmother kind of said that she didn't want to leave it to her own children, or parents, because they didn't, the grandmother didn't think that they were responsible. And then after 6 years of them, not paying rent, his sister or her sister has triplets or is pregnant with triplets and says, I'm going to give grandma's house to your sister. And she was like, well, give my house, the one that I inherited?
I figured it was going to be some bullshit like that. Okay.
Yeah. It's not your house. But after 6 years of living there, they probably did feel like it's their house now. It's like, you let us live here for 6 years. It kind of is their house, but I don't know.
No, it's not. I mean, she'd have to evict them if they, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Imagine having to evict your parents.
That's ugly, but I'm sure it's happened.
I'm sure it's happened.
I mean, you spend any time on Reddit, folks be doing some outrageous shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you did that to your child, really? Wow. So what's the question? Is it an am I the asshole kind of thing, or?
It is. It wasn't am I the asshole? So
he's not. He's not the asshole. He
definitely
did
not.
that right. Yeah, he did that correctly.
Yeah. Okay, I just wasn't sure what the context of the discussion was.
Right.
Is
right.
What would you do, or are we supposed to read the parents? What are we doing? It's like, because the parents ain't shit. I mean,
right.
Really, they are not.
That's why grandma didn't leave the house. I'm guessing her mom was raggedy somebody.
Grandma knew what she was doing.
Granny knew. Granny always knows.
Said they will smoke the house. They will smoke the house. No, don't leave the house to them.
Yeah, she probably said, "Don't let their asses in there."
Right.
But like, is she wanting to move into the? I mean, obviously the parents are trying to just snatch the house for her sister, who's probably the favorite. So is she asking, what should she do, or should she allow this? Well,
it wasn't am I the asshole for wanting to sell the house. They want to sell the house, basically. Yeah.
How are you gonna sell somebody else's house and take the money and buy their stuff? Ooh, that's raggedy.
Well, I think the sister who owns the house just wants to sell the house on the market.
Okay.
And so you deal it with who the new owner is. After I sell, I'm not going to be a part of this. You're going to tell me to give it to you. It's my house. I'm going to sell it. And then if you want to stay there, if the new owners will let you stay there, you're welcome to stay there.
Probably not. They're probably not doing that.
Right. But that I think is what they should do. I ran this through Google, and I asked it to give us some recommendations for books. I actually got this inspiration from your show, by the way. It's like, you're talking about books before me? How dare you?
Every week we talk about books. I may not always say or put up on screen it's from this book, but I say it's from this book.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? I love books. Why am I not doing this? Anyway.
I don't know. Lots of books out there.
It's a lot of books. So I think it's going to give a book recommendation based on this. So here we go.
The core conflict centers on entitlement versus ownership. Specifically, how some families weaponize guilt to manipulate the more financially stable or independent sibling into sacrificing their own assets for the collective good. In dysfunctional family dynamics, the child who has sense, as the grandmother put it, is often penalized for their success. Because they are self-sufficient, parents may feel entitled to divert resources away from them to subsidize siblings who are struggling or making impulsive life choices. The phrase, "this is the right thing to do for this family," is a classic example of using collectivist guilt to override individual legal rights. The parents are attempting to reframe a legal theft, giving away a house they don't own, as a moral obligation. The parents and sister began to view the house not as a generous loan, but as a family utility that should be allocated based on need rather than legal deed. In the current economic climate, housing has become one of the most volatile family battlegrounds, with real estate prices and rents stubbornly high. Inheriting a home outright, as the narrator did, is akin to winning the lottery. For younger generations, a house is no longer just a place to live. It is a rare, vital shield against economic instability, making the betrayal of family trying to steal its sting even worse. Suggested further reading. Boundaries, When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life, by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. A definitive guide on how to set healthy boundaries, specifically addressing the guilt and manipulation that often occurs within family structures. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay C. Gibson explores how parents who lack emotional maturity often exploit their more grounded, responsible children, expecting them to solve family problems or sacrifice their own well-being. Have you ever had a moment where you had to draw a hard line with a family member or close friend who felt entitled to your time, money, or property? And how did that choice impact your relationship with them afterward?
That was the question. I usually try to end it with a book recommendation and a question. So, have you ever had to draw some boundaries with your family? I'm sure we all.
Yes. Most definitely, yes.
Oh, good. You know what? I'm going to tell one of my stories real quick. I think I'm brilliant for this. Okay. So, my mom does not like going to the doctor. She really doesn't. And I first tried to like put it on the calendar and have her write on the calendar. And in the morning, I would tell her how many days it is so we can get ready ahead of time and whatever. And every day on the day it was time to go, she was like, I don't feel well. I can't go. I can't do this, whatever. So I decided to just lie. And I feel proud of it. I said, you know what? We're gonna go, do this and do that. We're gonna get your nails done. We're gonna get your hair done. Oh yeah, and we're going to the doctor.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna tell you. And I was like, I don't feel ashamed of it at all. I feel actually kind of brilliant about it. Like, why did I think I could lie to her? I can just lie to you. I don't know why this has anything to do with it, but I just started to realize that I am in the position now where I am sometimes parenting my mother.
Oh yeah.
And it's really weird.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have to do that.
Absolutely. And the thing is, they taught you how to do it. Now they taught you because you're doing it the way they did you, but
exactly. I'm like, I'm trying not to get revenge, but oh my God, yes, you are. And you know what? I remember one time, like I almost will mock her. I would say, okay, girl. She hates, I was like, the reason why I said girl is because my little niece hates being called baby. I'm not a baby. And I will mock her when she's having a temper tantrum and call her a girl. I said, okay, girl, whatever. I thought about that with our girl for the day, her little thing. They say, I need to play it for her like this.
Girl. Okay, girl.
Just like this girl. Like, it is the right amount of shaming. It is.
And I wonder if any of us have catchphrases like that can be stitched together. Because I think we all probably have. I know I have my stuff.
Yes.
I'm not aware of half of it, but yeah, I mean, boundaries are tough. I've had to set boundaries with my grandmother because if I don't, she will run me utterly insane. I've given her a time limit for trauma dumping. It's like,
that's good. I got 40 minutes for you, girl. I got you.
Oh no, she gets 5.
Time. She gets 5? Oh, okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. Because, I mean, basically, she can get it done in 5. She can get it done in 2 sometimes. But, she just keeps saying the same thing over and over. I'm like, girl,
yeah, that's
you're
true.
Me out. So I now would be like, I'm like, Nana, you were making my stomach hurt with this.
Right.
And she's like, what that mean? I was like, you were giving me drama about a problem that I neither caused or can solve.
Right.
So I heard you first time. Heard you 5th time. Let's move on.
And another one I say is like, if you ask me again, I'm sending you an invoice for my counseling services. I get paid to do this. I can do this. Like, I've done counseling before. I'm sending you an invoice. I'm not free. My time is valuable, really. Like
at this point,
and I ask you to stop. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because I don't counsel. I never got a license to do that, but I do it every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's with family or friends, somebody calling me, and it's not that I'm like, why they calling me, but it's like, okay, baby, we've talked about this several times. What's different at this point?
Right.
Am I listening? I now say, am I listening or am I supposed to engage? Yeah, it's like, am I asking you
Yeah.
to solve the problem? Because, you know, I mean, I almost
Yeah.
lost a close friendship over something like this,
Yeah.
where, you know, they called and I was not in the right frame of mind, and they started in with the same thing. I was like, girl, we didn't talk about this. I don't know what to tell you, you know. And I was like, I've said to you what I think. I've listened. I've cried with you. I've done all, and you're not doing anything different. Don't call,
Right.
yeah, I didn't say don't call me with this shit, but that was the tone.
Basically, the gist.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and she didn't talk to me for a couple of weeks, and when she did call, she's like, I really had to talk myself into calling you because I was done. And I was like, done with what and why?
Yeah.
You know, and so I said, I
She
was like,
needed
okay,
that though. Yeah. She needed to
yeah,
miss you. Yeah. She needed to get an idea of how much emotional labor you were doing for her by, realize like the reason she came back. If she was so angry, she's not coming back. She just realized, oh yeah, I'm using him for his emotional labor services. So I need to make this right. Let me call him back.
well,
She was ready to
I
be
mean, but
done, right? Yeah. She was ready to be
yeah, I
done.
mean, but she really was like, I'm not calling you ever again. And I was just
Right.
like, you know, and when we talked, I was like, I understand the pain and betrayal you may have felt. I said,
Right.
but I need you to step into my shoes because every time you call me as an empath, I am immediately thrown into your shoes.
Right.
So I get why you're feeling this way. I understand maybe not all the catastrophes that are running through your head, but I understand many of them. And it's exhausting because I can't do shit about any of this.
Right.
And
That's so
I'm going
true.
through my own shit. So I don't have enough to work with you on this. And so
Yeah.
we
That's
actually,
true.
I said to her, I was like, if there's a time that comes when you call me and I know that our conversations typically involve you venting something or me giving you some sort of advice just in the context of our friendship, I will not answer the phone
Yeah.
because I can't, I refuse to stifle how I feel in the midst of you trauma dumping on me.
Yeah. I just
And
realized we could be the Charlie's Angels real quick. I was like, yeah, let's do
I
it.
know, and I got a little, I got a little background. By the way, this is our only restaurant in Long Beach with a Michelin star, and it's a converted house. I've not been there, but the tasting menu is like $95 a person, or is it 125? But it's like a converted house. It's so cute. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's called Reunion.
So,
It's like, but I'm
so
gonna mute because
Devon,
I'm in traffic.
okay. Devon, can you check the comments real quick, and then we'll do a funny video.
What you call it? Mr. Dion with the stopwatch. Damon said you got a stopwatch to let people know how much time they got.
Oh god.
And then yours. Who is this? Your body, your machine says, "Hey, pretty man." Hey, how you doing, sir?
That's Greg. That's Greg.
And then oh, Greg. Okay.
Okay.
Sell that house and let the next owner have them. They'll learn what market rent is. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We saw Harley Quinn, clown meets Tim Burton and Lady Gaga. Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, a little Lady Gaga for sure. I can see that. But let's do a palette cleanser. So I'm gonna have to add Dr. Pookie here. Hey. All right, and then I'm going to play the video here. Okay, so I think I am in love with turtles right now. I just love turtles. This is life, right? You gotta just splash it in a pool, please. I need to make that happen. Oh, he's gonna lose a lot of weight, and you're not gonna like it.
Oh boy. I can't quite see the numbers. Like 52? Is he at least giving me some bread?
That's okay with this.
Yeah, you still.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. See me there,
What the? Sasquatch.
Sasquatch again.
I couldn't just see his hand.
That guardian.
His hand is.
A fucking tortoise just walked into my shop. A tortoise! Bro! A tortoise! He's just walking through, buddy! My man! You're not gonna be able to get through that way, homeboy. A rabbit? That is wild!
He's just like so impressed with this turtle.
Holy shit, my boy! You're good.
But they are kind of like random. I mean, I don't see them out that often.
What's up, homeboy?
And I actually live in an area where turtles are common, right? Like, there's a park near the river where I live.
Make your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have basically turtles around the banks of the river. Like, they're pretty common here. I don't see them much past the river, you know what I mean? They stay near the water source.
You're good, you're good. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. There you go. Go on out the back door. Good job, homie. Later. Careful with that step. Oh, yeah. Probably
He's good. He said, watch your step, and he does. They're like little tanks. It's so cute. I mean, it really is. You're like, oh, it's so funny. All right, so let me see if I can do another video. And this one is kind of very prescient about what's happening right now with the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just about going with the flow of things. I'm going to play this real quick.
The law of requisite variety. So this one comes from maths and system theories and states that in any system at all, the element with the most flexibility controls the entire system. Not the strongest element, not the loudest element, not the one that's been there the longest, the most flexible one. And in engineering, this is used to design everything from an aircraft to financial markets. The component that can adapt to the most variables holds the most power over the outcome. Now let's apply this to your life. The most rigid person in any room, the one with the most rules, the most conditions, the most it must look this certain way, has least control over their outcome, not the most. And the person who can bend most without breaking, who can change approach without changing vision, who can hold the goal loosely enough to let the universe reroute them towards it, he runs the system. So know that flexibility is not weakness. Mathematically, it's the most powerful position in any system you'll ever be in.
Yeah, I do find that interesting. And I'm going to play Google's response because they actually go into detail about that mathematical principle, which I had never heard of before, which is pretty cool. I'm going to play this real quick.
This transcript explores a fascinating intersection where high-level mathematics and systems engineering cross over into personal development and mindset. True power is not about domination. It is about adaptability. The speaker references the law of requisite variety, a foundational concept formulated in the 1950s by British psychiatrist and cyberneticist W. Ross Ashby. Often summarized as variety controlling variety, the law states that for a system to remain stable or in control, its internal complexity, its variety or options for actions, must match or exceed the complexity of the environment it is dealing with. In everyday terms, the element in a system with the highest number of choices or responses will ultimately control the system. From the rise of AI to shifts in corporate structures, rigid career paths are crumbling. Professionals who treat their skills in industries with requisite variety, constantly learning and shifting tactics, are the ones who survive and lead. Psychologically, perfectionism is often a form of extreme rigidity disguised as a virtue. This transcript acts as a reminder that holding a vision tightly while holding the process loosely is the only way to avoid burning out when life inevitably disrupts our plans. Suggested further reading. To dive deeper into the science of systems theory, mental models, and how flexibility equals power, look into these works. Thinking in Systems, a primer by Donella H. Meadows. An incredibly accessible, classic introduction to systems thinking. It explains how to look at the world, not as isolated events, but as interconnected webs, showing how small tweaks in flexibility can alter massive outcomes. Anti-Fragile, Things That Gain from Disorder by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Taleb introduces the concept of anti-fragility, moving beyond mere resilience, which just resists shock, to becoming something that actually benefits and grows stronger from randomness, volatility, and stress. Think of a time in your life when a major plan completely fell apart or was disrupted. How did pivoting and embracing a more flexible approach lead you to a surprising outcome you wouldn't have found otherwise?
Yeah. I think that's the basic thing when I think about mental health and balance. It's just being able to pivot, not being afraid of bad weather. You know, this is something that my grandmother was, I don't know, superstitious about thunderstorms, to the point where a little bit of a drizzle meant we can't go anywhere. It's like, but I think maybe when she was younger, before you had really good meteorology, you know, that she may have gotten caught in a storm. And trust me, I understand. I've been caught in a tornado before, like at a mall, so I get it what that fear does. But when it is outpaced by your current reality, like we know when big storms are coming, we can go right now. Like we don't have to be chained to the house. And so basically this idea is just saying people who can just keep going even when your plans have changed. Say like you wanted to go live at 7, but your co-host is en route from Richmond to wherever he lives. I don't know. Or wherever he's staying in Virginia right now. And I asked, what's your ETA? Saturday? I'm like, oh, what? Like, what's going on? You're just not going to show up. Anyway. And yeah, like being able to pivot and not really let it throw you is something else. Like this also happened Monday. I don't know if you saw the show, but the M3 mixtape was hilarious because in the middle of the show, a fire alarm went off in Greg's hotel. And I think Randy is a perfectionist. He is absolutely a perfectionist. And I hate to tell him that, you know, perfectionism is not a virtue. It's not. As a Virgo, as people say I am. But anyway, they say I'm a Virgo and I'm a perfectionist. Perfectionism is not a compliment. It is saying that you can only imagine one or two ways to do a thing, and when it doesn't go your way, you don't do it. And therefore you don't learn the lesson that comes from being able to pivot in the moment and just do the best you can with what you got. Because I've heard someone say this, and it's actually a panelist. I don't know if I want to say who it was, but they said the reason they don't go to the gym is because they can't go because they don't want to be disappointed when they quit again. You know, like the idea that you know, the feeling of giving up on that journey was so painful that you can't even put in something. You know, that's perfectly example of rigidity. Yeah. Being able to pivot when you get an injury, it's like, oh, well, I can't do that. Let me see what else I can do. Like, when you get tired of doing this, maybe try something else. You know, it is. And when you realize that flexibility is what makes you a leader or somebody who can influence people, you know, like it is. It's literally in any, when you think in systems, the way that this woman's talking about, you realize that the person with the most flexibility is the one who has the most options, right? Like if you are willing, as long as the vision is still there, right? As long as you're not compromising your values, your deeply held values. How you get there shouldn't derail your success, right? Like you might discover a new way. I'll give you an example. They had one really interesting where I don't live in a large city, so I don't know of the ideas of commuting to work and the complexities of deciding which way you're going to drive to get to work. But they found that like when major construction happens and people have to choose a different way to work, nearly 5 to 10% choose to keep that new way that they went versus the old way because they learned a better way because they were forced to adapt. And that's that concept of anti-fragility, that sometimes stress and noise and randomness can actually make a system stronger because you have to adapt to it. It makes you stronger because you adapted to something you were not expecting. And then the next time you have to do something, you realize like, hey, I figured it out last time. You're more confident because you're like, I don't know what negative things could happen. Let's find out. Maybe I'll learn something. You all right? So,
yeah.
Hello, Dr. Pookie. We are just talking about anti-fragility.
Okay. I've never studied that, but I like the concept.
Yeah. It's just the idea that the more adaptive, the more flexible you are, the more control over a system, more influence that you have in work and communities and things, because you just have more options to get to the goal that you're looking for. If you can pivot to a different way of doing what you need to do, rather than being so flummoxed because the way that you're getting there is not the way that you imagined, you're much more likely to be successful. And it's a mathematical law.
And it also sounds like the idea of neuroplasticity, where you're forcing your brain to develop
thinking new ways.
New neural
This is one of
pathways to do something different than what's been done.
This is one of the reasons people meditate. Honestly, it is literally just to open your mind up to thinking of ways different than these paths of repetitive thoughts that you're having, whatever it may be, negative thing. It's just like wiping the chalkboard clean, before you write again. Like stop writing over a dirty chalkboard.
Yeah.
Clear your mind once in a while. Like really clean up the chalkboard. Seriously.
Clear out the monkey mind and gain some clarity, I guess.
Yeah. You can make new connections if you're not being distracted by your old expectations. So with all that serious talk, let's do some fun. That's fun.
Okay.
Try not to be too serious. Okay. Here we go. Some fun. Okay, I put the turtle on here twice. I think I did this on one already.
That's his baby.
I did love the turtle. I did.
Oh, turtle bear. Okay. Oh, sorry.
So I think this is some sort of chocolate croissant. Oof, I love croissants though. Oh my god. Oof. It's so sweet.
各位心情好吧？生活不如客，机器人卖艺，今天没有充电。
Okay, so
not the computer back. Oh, girl. Oh.
Love me as much as I love you. I mean to break your
oh, I'm so glad you caught her.
I really, yeah.
Oh God. Jason!
Is this it? Oh.
Capybara, 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 capybara.
Oh.
Capybara. You can make anything into a song. Capybara is a really weird name for an animal. It is. Capybara.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, so maybe one more, because we be at the end of the show now, and I do have I'm a
Okay.
resty person. I gotta get my sleep. But yeah, let's do one more. This one's pretty fun. The hot astrophysicist has some encouraging words for us. Yes.
The other day,
Is
somebody
this
told me that nobody would ever take me serious because I'm so unprofessional. And if you've been locked in with me for any amount of time, you know that people have been trying to humble me and put me in my place and reduce me and my qualifications for years. Check out this pretty bougainvillea I found. Nice. People have always had a problem with the things that I say, but it's not because they're wrong, it's because I'm saying them. It's the package. Because I look like this, talk like this, rock a grill, I'm too handsome. It's too much. It's way too much. When I was in undergrad, one of my colleagues, also in undergrad, had a problem with me calling myself an astronomer because I hadn't graduated yet. Although I was doing research, I was doing astronomy research. My name was on papers in undergrad. And yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, of course he was. People still try to do this to me to this day. Mind you, at this point, I got a master's, a PhD, multiple first author papers. Like, I could go on and on. To this day, I get called out by people who couldn't lift my resume above their head. And if they could, for the briefest moment, their knees would buckle just under the weight of it all, under the gravity of the entire situation. Don't be afraid to be yourself and be all of yourself. People want you to fit in a nice little box in a nice little lane, and they want you only in that lane. But like Nip said, big body take both lanes. It's nothing if you got a skinny road and you come down the road and you got a little narrow vehicle, okay then you can stay on one lane. But if you moving with something big and voluptuous, it's gonna take both lanes. It just is. Don't let these losers and their sacred opinions run you off the road. However many lanes you need, you take all of them. Take them all. Take them all. Big body, take both lanes. As always, lead with curiosity.
So yeah, like having to shrink yourself. I bring this up a lot of times. Code switching as a strategy for work, or just a subconscious thing that you do to make people, maybe even yourself, more comfortable. Like you don't want to stand out, or you want to. I've done that as a larger person in like a physical sense as well. Not been comfortable just being the person that you can spot from across the room, like when you're not 100% sure of, how would I say, like where you're still giving a fuck about what other people think about you, because obviously there's no reason to really care what someone else's impression of you is unless you're unsure of your own presentation in some way, and so I recognize that there's some insecurity based in my own ignorance, right? Like I'm curious about what other people think about me because I don't know what I think about them. And so I'm projecting my own insecurities on other people and causing an issue. However, I do like it when people put it really simply like you did. Sometimes there's no choice,
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have to be yourself.
Yeah. I would say to you, Malcolm, as one of his colleagues, be yourself. To get to the level where he is, he often had to shrink, but he also understood who he was. So that was his code switching, because I went through the same thing,
Yeah.
I'm hard to miss in the classroom. For many of my classes in doctoral study, I was the only one in the room, or one of maybe two, possibly three of us. But his experience is real because
Yeah.
there are people that, the reality is when we're in that room, we are the shit. That's just, for us to get into that room, you got to be something special, and we often are. And the easiest, and I put easy in air quotes through
Yeah.
that, is if you are able to play that game well.
Right.
If you're able to challenge folks in ways that are non-threatening, if you are able to, you know, make compromises. I was asked to do
Mm.
certain things by my advisors that I was like, the fuck, but
Yeah.
I understood you gonna do it, but you also give them a look like, don't pull this shit again, and so, and you have to bring all that to bear. So I resonated with him, and really, he is a badass.
Yeah.
He was
It
getting published as an undergrad. That's not common,
Right.
and so yeah, I mean it's unfortunate that as black men we do have to shrink ourselves in that way. I got to follow him too. That was on TikTok,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I may.
He is Dr. Dakota Tyler. I can't believe his name is Dakota. I'm just saying.
Actually,
He goes,
I got a Dakota in the family.
oh, okay, yeah.
It's
I
a
didn't know
middle
that.
name, but I got a Dakota.
Yeah, I like the name actually. It is
Yeah.
pretty cool. He goes by Dr. Star Kid, I think, on the
Yes.
socials. Yeah.
I
He's
think
awesome, man. By the way, if you look at his workout videos, he has like 20 pack. I'm just saying.
he has
He had
20
this one
packs.
20 pack. Like he has every striation in his abdominal muscles, like 12
Really?
hard abs with like the striations all the way. Like he is ripped. It was crazy. It's crazy work.
He sounds quite yummy.
Yeah, he is.
There are some very handsome men in that astrophysics realm. Because I thought initially you were going to show Neil deGrasse Tyson. And
Yeah,
Neil could get it.
yeah,
Neil
it's
could
true.
get
It's
it.
true.
I mean, we can get nasty and slippery and wet and have a very lovely conversation afterward. And I would
It's like
make him a sandwich if he needs it.
it's like you can definitely explore my black hole. I'm just saying, it's good.
Okay, that's it. Okay, I want my nebula to bloom. Yes. Bloom.
Oh god,
that is
that's
a
funny.
handsome brother.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because his physicality. There was like this guy that I met
Mm.
who was he was studying in chemistry. I forget what branch of chemistry, but he was getting his doctorate. And he was also a plus size brother. He was not, he wasn't ripped, and it was funny because I think he was probably over 400 pounds and I was over 300 at that point. And we both sat there at one point. And I was like, we both got to get our shit together. We're studying too much and not working out at all. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And I was like, and we both kind of said, we can't let him do us like that.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you something funny. If you're into Neil deGrasse Tyson, this is a little known fact that I absolutely love. I can't reproduce this, like video evidence, but he was a professional dancer as a young man.
Was he? Interesting.
Yes.
I know he was a wrestler.
He was very athletic, apparently. Yeah. I didn't know that he was a wrestler.
I'll send you a picture.
Oh, wow.
If I can find it.
Yeah, so apparently he was hot as a young man, yes. He was very hot. He still is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying it's kind of like Lawrence Fishburne now versus Lawrence Fishburne when in his 20s. Like, Lawrence Fishburne looked like a fucking model. Like, he was,
TikTok. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while since
right
I've
off the
been here,
runway.
hosted anything, but I'm back.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So let me do the response to this video, and then we should clear out the comments and then end the show. So here we go. Let me do the response.
This transcript is a powerful, high-energy declaration about authenticity, self-worth, and resisting the urge to shrink oneself to make others comfortable. The speaker, an astrophysicist, addresses the structural and social friction that occurs when a person's appearance, cultural expression, or dialect doesn't match the traditional, gate-kept image of academic or professional authority. The core conflict here is respectability, politics, versus radical authenticity. Specifically, how institutional spaces use arbitrary standards of professionalism to gatekeep and minimize brilliant minds who don't fit a specific homogeneous mold. Historically, Marginalized individuals have been told that to be taken seriously in professional or academic spaces, they must suppress their cultural identity, alter their speech, and dress conservatively. The speaker rejects this entirely, pointing out that critics weaponize professionalism not because the work is flawed, but because they are uncomfortable with the package, the style, the grill, the confidence. The Nipsey Hussle philosophy. The speaker quotes the late rapper, entrepreneur, and activist Nipsey Hussle. Big body, take both lanes. In automotive terms, a big body, like a classic luxury car, occupies massive space on the road. Culturally and metaphorically, it means possessing a personality, a presence, and a level of talent so massive and expansive that you cannot be contained by the narrow, rigid boundaries society sets for you. There's a growing global movement to decouple competence from appearance. Gen Z and millennials in particular are challenging traditional corporate dress codes, hair politics, such as the Fight for the Crown Act, and the idea that one must speak in a sterilized corporate monotone to be considered an expert. Suggested further reading. To explore the politics of professionalism, gatekeeping, and the power of taking up space, look into these insightful works. Professionalism as a Racial Construct by Asao B. Inoue. An insightful look into how modern standards of professionalism and objectivity in academic writing and institutions were historically constructed to center dominant cultural norms while excluding others. Can you share a story about a time in your own life or career where you felt pressure to tone down your personality, style, or background to fit into a specific environment? And what happened when you finally decided to stop shrinking and take both lanes?
So, what do you say to that? Have you ever been in that situation?
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
While he was talking, one experience that comes to mind, I was taking a class on human judgment and decision making. And I was asking a question of the professor and trying to basically apply what he said and extend to the next step on a concept. And I was doing the thing with the academic speech, but then I actually in the middle of it said, now if homegirl had done blah blah blah, and and you could see his face go from like, and then I slid right back out of it, like didn't even know I did it. And it was, and like, the other black student in the class kind of busted up laughing. And everybody else sitting there like, homegirl, where did homegirl come from? And afterward, she was like, you scared that man, right? I was like, what'd I do? She's like, you said if homegirl had done blah, blah, blah. I was like, what that? Oh, did I? Because to me, I was like, oh, well, that was what I was thinking. She's like, I know that's what you're thinking, but you failed to translate that sentence. And I said, well, I hit my zone at that point, and it was,
you just letting it flow. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and my students love that as well. They actually, because I would be able to, teach something like, classical conditioning, or Skinner boxes, those learning behavior and theory. I was able to teach it through things like, when the streetlights come on, where are you supposed to be? It's like,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and
God, that's a good one too. Because I could hear when you said that, I could hear the buzz of the light turning on. Because the louder it got, it was just like, oh, you late. You about to get a whooping.
Yeah, as soon as you hear them things trying to start up, that's when you got to hit it. In mid-sentence, mid-word, it's time to go home.
It's time to go home. Yeah.
Your mama better at least hear that gate closing or that door opening before the lights come on, or there could be a problem. And they all got that. And then I would say, now, how do you keep mama from whooping your ass? What are some things in the environment? And they would get that. And I would actually put examples on exams like that. Yeah. Because my students were multicultural, mostly black and brown. So they got that, Yeah. I was like, so I mean, it has its advantages, but there are definitely times where you do have to kind of resist. Because I even had my department chair in there one day, and I was talking about memory. And I said, have you ever just woke up one day and you're getting dressed or whatever, and a song just jumps into your head and then you're transported back? And they were like, well, yeah. I was like, yeah, that is called echoic memory. And they were like, echoic? I was like, yeah. I was like, why are y'all looking shocked? It was on the third page of your reading for today. And my department chair is sitting right there, and he's like, damn, do you go at him like that? I was like, yes. I was on page 3. You only had to read 7 pages. Damn, So, and he was like,
And he actually said, he's like, he's
Mm.
like, obviously, if you were in other places, that would be problematic. He's like, but at this university, it is applicable. He's like, I can't do what you just did.
Right.
And
That's true.
I was like, well, yeah, because you don't have the, I was like, and you can say whatever, you just got to say it a certain way.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny. There was a controversy, not to mention like right here in Albany, of a conversation. I don't know exactly what was said, but I think the professor actually did cross the line in some way for a student and was ultimately reprimanded, and that's why it was on the news. But it was just kind of interesting that, because of what happened, there was this whole discussion about professionalism and what expectations and code switching kind of came up again, because it's a historically Black university. Most of the student body is Black. Most of the faculty is Black. So it wasn't necessarily a cultural switch. It was just like a certain level of disrespect that this teacher like blew up on a student, which was unacceptable. But at the same time, like maybe there was maybe one of the arguments that someone would make is that if you're a little too familiar with people, they will take advantage of it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in any way true, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's just I could hear some fucking, dude making that argument. But let me see. I think that was the second one. Okay, so we do have one more left. I might as well do it because.
Okay.
Yeah, but before we do it, are you able to see the comments if there are any?
No, I only have the studio chat.
Okay. So let me see. I'm gonna just put some up on the screen. I hope it's not.
There we go. Okay. I get around, Calvin, Plus, I'm kind of taking it easy this week. I would normally be at my desk working feverishly at this point, but I'm taking the week off because I almost had to call the hospital last week. So
yeah, I was feeling really bad about pulling you from your friends. I just I didn't.
Oh no, we ended at 5. They put us out at 5:00. So, but like one of my friends was talking to me about gay cruises and going to bear events and things like that. And so we were on the corner, talking about that. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm supposed to be on air maybe 15 minutes ago. And they were like, oh, I was like, the 4th time y'all finally hear me say it, Don't feel bad.
Well, good. I'm glad you are taking some time off. You need it.
Yeah.
And I think our audience needs a break. We're going to do another break.
Okay.
I think that's what I use. Yeah. And then I go to my videos and I play the video.
Like a shot to the face. Now you got a little taste. Baby, never give a fuck. Get up, stand up, shake your butt to the bass. When you break it, everybody just stop. Bring it back around. If you can, I don't think when we sit together, it's you.
Wow.
Okay, I see that it did get some lights in it.
I didn't know they even play with it that much. Oh my god.
It's the only thing for it to do.
Hey man, quit posing and come help me fix this car. All right, I'm
Yes.
coming. What is it? The radiator
Fix.
hose
Oh,
is
I
loose.
seen
Got it.
that. Fix
Hand me
the
that
car.
wrench.
Oh my.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, that's about right. Oh, oh, that is a lot. I love it. I've never seen that before. It's like good shot. Oh, and it really came in.
Oh, hippo beats alligator.
Oh, it beheaded the. Did you see that? It took the head
Yeah.
off.
Don't fuck with hippos.
Wow.
Hippos beat alligators, and we're not afraid of hippos.
Sometimes
Think about
there's a
that.
badder bitch out there than you. Gotta be
Think about that. Like alligators
you're
are
muted.
in
I
here.
can't hear you.
Oh my bad. Oh my bad. I'm glad I moved. Hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh no. We're having technical difficulties. Can you hear me? Let me see something here. I'm not muted.
Yeah, I just checked. That looks like it's maybe something on Malcolm's end.
Okay.
According to StreamYard, my speaker is working.
Okay. I'm supposed to be speaking too. I see my bars moving.
Okay.
Let me check mine
Welcome
too.
back, Vic.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, I can't hear you either.
Yeah, it's yours. You're muted. Tell me he's muted. I can't tell him.
I'm gonna. Do I need to go out and come back in?
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I think so. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see.
So if you can't hear me.
Yeah, he can't hear either of us. He's gonna go out. But you saw the hippo eat the alligator? Did you see it?
Okay. Still cannot hear. I'm gonna exit and come back in.
Okay. So I was having this earlier on the channel. Let me see if I can check something here.
I'm back. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that was weird. It just now I understand what so many people deal with. When the sound just cuts out. Yeah, because that show we had
too,
where it was delayed, it drove me crazy. Just like because I'd be talking and Thick would respond, I'm like, and it would come in late. I was like, wait, what is that in reference to? Just constantly. And you know, you add a cocktail or two to that, and it could be mayhem.
Yeah, it can be. Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
But let's do one more video since I got you here. I actually did this on the first attempt. So we actually tried to go live at 7, and then I had the same problem you had. So I ended the broadcast, and this was the video I played at the beginning of it. But here we go.
People say who you're having sex with is none of my business as a way of communicating some level of inclusion of queer people. I think there's a minimizing taking place. Bell Hooks talks about queerness as not about who you're having sex with, although that can be part of it, but more so about an orientation to the world that makes you feel like you're constantly at odds with the world around you. I personally embrace this definition because as a queer person, before I learned anything about what I was sexually attracted to, I constantly felt at odds with the world around me. I didn't enjoy a lot of the things young men did growing up. I did not play sports. I did not like roughhousing, but I love music. I love dance and I love reading books. I've constantly questioned family structures. I've constantly questioned how we can create more inclusive environments. I've constantly questioned how we make people feel exterior in the world that includes all of us naturally. But yet I've always felt at odds with the world around me. As I got older and sexuality became part of the conversation, I recognized my attraction to men also put me on the outside even more. And so as a queer person, I don't embrace that definition solely because of who I'm having sex with, but more so about how I feel in the world. And I think across multiple groups, whether we're lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, etc., what we see happening is we're all people who exist at odds with the world around us outside of our gender expression or our sexuality. And I wish more people saw queer folks as knowledge makers because that exterior position really causes you to think very critically about the world that you exist in and create modes of existence that don't center your own oppression. So if you're not queer and you say who you're having sex with is none of my business, that means you've done part of the work, but you haven't done all of the work. Because to understand queer folks is to understand their exterior position and what it means to define self while embracing that particular position.
I like that.
Points were made.
Yeah, and I honestly gets me to wanting to read more Bell Hooks to say like good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Bell is on our book list on our show.
For sure.
Yeah, I think 2 of her books are actually on our list.
Yes.
Yeah, because I just pluck them.
I've only read 2 of hers, and that was All About Love and The Will to Change.
Those were the 2 on our list.
Yeah. Well, they're the 2 most popular ones. All About Love is her most popular one. And The Will to Change was definitely insightful in the sense of how I saw some of the dynamics of her her parents and my parents. I definitely saw that kind of like weird expectations. Like my father, was born in Waycross, Georgia in 1930. So I kind of get the idea that he had a lot of very patriarchal views, and my mother was very liberated in her response. And it was one of those situations. In retrospect, as an adult, I realized that the thing that he loved about her was also the thing he couldn't stand about her. So
sounds familiar.
And I think it sounds familiar. And I was too young to remember any of those arguments. My brother was not. Apparently it was not great. But reading The Will to Change, it kind of gave me a little perspective. I was like, this makes sense. This made me sense of my dad in a way I had never really thought about it, and it was really good. Yeah, it was a really good book.
And I think also, just the idea of aging and accumulating those experiences, you understand your forebears a lot more. Because I think even like looking at, my dad, he's been gone now for about 23 years. Yeah, it was 23 earlier this month. Or June 4th, actually. It was 23 years at that point. And I'm still coming to understand him in different ways. Just like the physical him, the psychological him, the parent him, all these different slices and putting him back together. And that's happening with my mother as well. And so I definitely understand what he means. I thought his idea on inclusion gave me food for thought. I may have to journal on that a bit. As I look at it, and not so much because I am in the queer banner, I'm in the spectrum, but folks that are actually doing things that I'm not, there's still that othering. I would journal around that. Like when we do, kinks and things like that on the other show. People are like, oh my God. And I'm like, well, they're doing it because it's working for them. So I want to understand what's working. even if
Right.
I'm not going to do it myself. I want to understand
Right.
what brings them joy. And I think that's part of what he's talking about, as opposed to just saying that's none of my business. It's like, well, it's the mechanics of it aren't, but the motives and the sense of community that comes from it is. It should
Yeah.
be on some level. So
I remember him referencing a book called Sister Outsider. Have you read that one?
I've not
Okay.
read it, but that's Audre Lorde's book, right?
That's Audre Lorde. Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to remember. Okay, I'm confusing Audre Lorde and Bell Hooks. Sorry. It's
Yeah.
bad person. Anyway, I remember him referencing Audre Lorde in that same sort of kind of conversation about being a person from a marginalized community adds to that perspective, because I think we're all under the sort of delusion that we see the world as it is rather than that we're all subjective experiences of the world. And so by like priming one default view of the world, you're automatically being biased towards one way of seeing it. Now, mind you, if you have absolute control over, the economy and the society or whatever, that may be to your advantage to have those biases and think that what you're doing is right. It definitely is the reason why race exists, right?
Yeah.
Race exists so to absolve white people of their guilt of treating other humans as animals. So you just say, oh, well, they're not fully human,
Yeah. Well, and I think also just the idea, and I think that's why, as quote unquote minorities, we drive culture so much. Like there's,
right.
like I've been hearing this thing more recently about if it weren't for us, there'd be no culture.
Right.
It's like food, fashion, day, all these different things that we influence and push the envelope. But I also, as a classically trained musician, I understand what a symphony is about,
Right.
and it's like, I mean, I'm just as likely to have DMX running through my head as Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, you know what's so interesting though is when we think about classical music. Now, this might blow your mind in a sense because my mother is a musician. I was trained as a musician when I was younger, but I'm not anymore. But one of the things I learned in one of these books about some of these composers is that they were not above improvisation in their pieces, right? Like even though they had these written, established canon of work, they oftentimes did like special riffs on certain things. And I was thinking in particular, I want to say it was like Baroque music. I'm thinking of Mozart, but I could be wrong because I don't really know. But
could be.
But yeah, they would like, even though it was a single same pattern, it was within a structure, right? They created a structure for riffing on things, and it's ironic when like jazz music became popular in the United States that people could not respect that, even though it's part of the Western musical tradition. And so it really was like carrying on. I don't know, like understanding that what's interesting is that people are actually making classical variations now with that in mind, right? They're taking lessons from American jazz and applying it to classical music and actually maybe getting us closer to the way it was really played,
Yeah. Well, because I think when I look at something like a William Grant Steele and some of the other folks, the Afro-American Symphony, which I've played before, it is a very different ethos in that music.
Yes.
It does still follow, the symphonic form or the form of a concerto or a sonata, all those forms and structures, but you have something like that where it's clearly Southern. Like you could see the Southern belle on the front porch with her mint julep, la 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 la. And it's just like it's very Southern.
Yeah.
And because I have like a playlist on my YouTube account of just Black classical music.
Yes, that's a good point.
And there is some really cool stuff in there, but then I look at something contemporary like a black violin. Or the guy in New Orleans, I can't think of his name. I think he goes by the nickname Chopper because his signature piece he plays Chopper style by Chopper on his violin,
right.
and Brothers jamming, no pointer, all these, Regina, what's her last name? Regina Carter, all these jazz violinists and the Uptown Quartet. Like there have been folks that have even like I remember when I was concert master in high school, and and our conductor stopped us and was like, yeah, Michael, you putting a little too much soul in that. And I was like, I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you're playing that differently than everyone else in your section.
Right.
And like you are playing against the entire orchestra here. And she's like, and you're supposed to be leading them. And I said, oh, she's like, so I need you to pull a little bit of swing out of that, even though it was written that way, but I just, it was kind of like D'Angelo with the extra,
Right.
with the
Oh,
extended
gotcha.
beat, kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, it's lovely, but that's not what we're she's like, and I said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was doing it. And also, when you look at someone, um, are you familiar with black violin?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, like their brand like their noteworthy piece is the Brandenburg Concerto.
Yeah.
The way even when they're just doing the opening in the classical style of that piece, I think it's Baroque maybe, possibly modern. I can't, that memory has decayed a bit, but
Right.
when they play it, it just has a different oomph to it, and it does, and then of course they put in all about the Benjamins, that bass line. Just like, what the fuck is this? And when I first heard, I was like, oh my God, I love it. Like my head instantly started bobbing, and
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? Who are these people? And I love it. you know. And then when I was like, they're
Yeah.
young,
Yeah.
it
This is
wasn't,
true.
yeah, it wasn't a 40 or 50-year-old. These guys were in their early 20s, fresh out of undergrad.
Right.
So,
And they're rediscovering and like remixing and recognizing that having an outsider status allows you to challenge conventional beliefs and make creative leaps like that. So let me see this comment. I'm just gonna put it here, and
we the audience could hear all three of you when y'all couldn't hear yourselves. Oh, that
okay,
was
yeah.
interesting.
So
Okay, so we all got cut off.
I think that does explain a lot. I think our whole systems are getting muted through StreamYard for some reason. Like
That's
things that we're
StreamYard
doing,
does.
in the studio muted our computers. So this is what happened on my first run. So let me play the Google response to this.
Okay.
Because they usually have a book recommendation, and maybe we can talk about that and see.
Okay.
Here we go.
Queer is not merely a biological or sexual mechanism, but a distinct political, social, and existential lens. Bell Hooks famously defined queer not as a sexual identity, but as greater than that, the self at odds with everything around it, and it has to invent and create and find a place to speak and to thrive and to live. By moving the definition away from strictly who you love or sleep with to how you navigate structural exclusion, queerness becomes a site of innovation. Queer people are knowledge makers, because when the default blueprints of society do not fit you, you are forced to critically analyze those systems and invent entirely new ways of living, loving, and building community. There's a growing critique within the community against assimilationist acceptance, the idea that queer people are only tolerated if they perfectly mimic heterosexual structures. For example, getting married, having 2.5 kids, and never talking about their identity publicly. Society is often comfortable with queer people in private, but resistant to the exterior position and alternative knowledge they bring into public spaces. Suggested further reading, Teaching to Transgress, or Black Looks, Race and Representation, by Bell Hooks. To better understand the specific quote and philosophy, the speaker references regarding the margins as a site of radical openness and creativity. When you look back at your own childhood or adolescence, what was a specific moment, hobby, or realization where you first distinctly felt at odds with what society or your peers expected of you, and how did you navigate it?
Yeah. So I guess he recommended. Was that two different books, or is that an alternative title for the same book?
I
wasn't
think
really
that
sure.
I believe that was basically one book. It was like a title and subtitle. The Learning to Transgress, I believe, was the primary title.
Right.
And actually, I mean, it is fascinating because I've never thought about identity in that way, at least queerness. Blackness, it's survival.
Right.
He spoke our truth on that, and how we all experience it in our ways. But I've never thought about queerness in that way.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is, I mean, it's true.
Yeah. For some people, I think they can't code switch, especially like if you have a certain like gay lisp or a certain thing. Someone who wrote about that a lot, which I never really liked his writing, but was really good when talked about it as a kid, was David Sedaris. If you ever listened to his essays, yeah, it was like, it was just like for certain queer kids, like they couldn't help but be outsiders in that, because everyone fucking picked on you, right?
Yeah.
Like whether or not you got it or not, like you were not going to be the cool kid,
Mm-hmm.
Although in some certain circumstances, I've seen it in common day now that being queer might make you actually cool now, but that's one of the reasons why we have Donald Trump as president. So.
Well, yeah, and I do think the rush to get that gay friend,
yeah.
that is actually trying to tap into the innovation that's not naturally yours.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it is.
I mean, and it's all. I mean, I just remember when it was like having that gay friend became an accessory, like like a fabulous handbag. It is gaining access to that perspective, because if you are in alignment with majority culture, you don't even understand the margins. You don't even see them. You might see a person, but you do not see their experience at all. And so now I gotta get me some bail and get up to date on it. But
yes, you know what? I read and touch with your local library. Like they have some good services you might not be aware of. Like they got some good apps out there. I get notifications all the time of books I can't read, don't have enough time to read.
Yeah. Well, my library, they didn't call me a couple of times like, them 2 books, bitch, where they at? They've abolished fines, which I appreciate.
Right.
But I had a book on Afrofuturism and
Oh,
another
nice.
one by Skip Gates about, I think it was basically Black identity within an Afrofuturistic lens, like of today.
Nice.
But because I had this mass migration of books, because I got like 3 bookcases in my room, I'm not quite sure where they are.
It's all good.
Yeah, like they actually, I had 3 books that I could not find. We had a leak and had to move out for like 5 months, not 5 months, but like 5 weeks. And I was like, where the fuck did they put these? Because they packed up my room. I found them in the bottom of the closet on the floor in the corner.
So
I was like, yeah, I mean,
but yeah, no, I mean, I would just say pay it forward later, maybe donate some of your unwanted books and, absolve yourself.
Well,
but let me see.
The crazy part is, got a ton in the garage.
We don't have any more comments. Let me double check that.
Yeah, I can't. I probably should have logged in the normal way.
Again. I am.
Then I could have seen.
God damn it, StreamYard, stop muting me. Fuck. Anyway.
Oh, I can hear you though. You didn't cut out.
I hope you can hear me. I am going to comments. All right. Let's see. This is the last comment. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, I can.
I can't hear you.
Oh boy.
Again.
It sounds like they can both hear us. Okay.
Oh my god. It muted me right back when I unmuted me. Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, I'm going to figure this out later. But that was the last comment we got. Did we read that one?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. All right. So I just
because initially when I read, I was like, huh? But yeah.
Okay.
Well, damn, that lets you know that I haven't been in a. Yeah, the library is a bad bitch nowadays, because they actually have books that you can borrow. You can borrow ebooks. You can download video content. They have a free Wi-Fi. The library is that girl nowadays. Now, unfortunately,
service too. Yeah.
Our new library downtown is called the main library. It's actually called the Billie Jean King Library now. It is basically, during the day, it's overrun with unhoused persons, so it gets a little aromatic in there, So it's like you have to deal with that, but it's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Because they did all this shit because the Olympics are coming in 2 years.
Yeah.
So they.
Are you trying to go to anything when the Olympics come?
Probably not. Maybe if I can, like, if they do basketball, maybe at the Staples Center or whatever they call it now,
Right.
I can take the train to that. So maybe, but the tickets are probably going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're selling them now. That's what I heard. They're on
Yeah,
sale
see,
now.
that's crazy that I got to buy tickets 2 years in advance.
They're still building this place. I know.
Yeah. Well,
It's a lottery, apparently. You don't even get to buy
Yeah.
the tickets. You put into a lottery to get it.
Yeah. Because the last time we had the Olympics in LA, we had events all the
Yeah.
way down nearly in San Diego, which is 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So, and like they'll do the Marine Stadium here. So there'll be some of like a lot of the water racing and all that. That'll be here.
Okay, we did this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, so let's do one more fun video before we go, because I am past my bedtime, but I did enjoy this conversation, and I figure I put all this together. Let me go ahead and play it.
Okay.
We can have a little fun. Of course, have the hot AI dudes, but also the joke.
Good little titillation.
Yeah, a little titillation. But I just gave you a few hints of what's on in my algorithm. So here we go. Just a couple more minutes.
And this is why I don't watch the news. They playing my man. Trump was not sleeping.
Nigga, what?
Bro, resting your eyes and sleep is not the same thing. Fox even said it's most energetic.
What the fuck? Can you see?
Most energetic.
Can you see?
Right there. And that's the problem with y'all be listening to Biden and shit.
They let him hold the damn chair, bro.
Biden used to leave the water when he had mildew on the walls. That's why his eyes get puffy and stuff like that.
Bitch, I can see.
I don't care what you can see, bro. He's not asleep. I'm telling you. He's allergic to cats.
They gave him a blanket?
He's allergic to cats and leather chairs.
They gave him a blanket.
It gets cold in the summer sometimes.
I bet it on the ride for my motherfucking nigga. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding that side all day with my niggas. And I ain't going in, it's on with my nigga. My nigga.
Get stomach right here. Every day, this is what I walk on. When I be trying to show y'all, I be like, ah. But nah, this is my everyday stomach right here.
Okay, so for all the people who say you must have left the door open. Yeah, he knows. Look at him pushing. Oh my goodness.
I think it's so cute.
He knows. Tank! I can't believe it.
Struggling. Come
okay,
on.
so I have been called the forgetful one, but he knows. Hi. Did you need something? Can we help you?
Yes, big fix.
Yeah. He's got 6 fingers. I'm just gonna leave it. Oh no.
Kobe. You know, they say in the spiritual world the demons are actually here to spread chaos. And this dude is definitely on demon time. Fellas, if you're an honest man and you don't cheat, but you wash your clothes in a public laundromat, save this video. Save this video. So if the chaos ever befalls your household, you can go into your phone and you can show your lady, look, it's demons out here. This is wild.
He's definitely on demon time, just like spreading chaos.
Yeah, but that is wild. Like I thought they were just doing condoms, but it was like a pair of panties at the end.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
you just trying to get some dudes fucked up. Like you just like, if I'm miserable, all y'all will be miserable.
Basically, I had never thought about doing stuff like that. That's just dirty.
It's so wrong.
Yeah,
but yes. But if you do want to talk about some other things dirty, you don't have to cook it.
Oh, there it is.
Although I do have to get a new one. Like first of all, this isn't all the way to the end of the screen. It's like a little,
Well, there are 6 versions of this one now.
Okay. Yeah, send me another one. I forgot one.
Yeah. Because I created.
I like the one that's in your background. I like your new background.
That's the one I created.
Okay. Send me that one. I want to put that up.
Oh,
anyway,
that's I got to put it in promos. Okay.
Yes,
I'll do that.
That'll be great. And I think Greg will be back Saturday. I'm so disappointed he did not call you sooner.
No, he did call me, and at the end of us, because I was actually in the shower when he called, so I was talking to him on the speaker in the shower. It was,
wow.
Yeah, I missed few details, but he did mention that he wasn't going to be recording. And then when you called me, I was like, oh, that's okay. I got it now. So,
join Devon in the Blurred Council this Sunday at 5. I'm sure they got plenty to talk about. And I have a mailbag, I believe.
You do.
Like, we didn't even get through half the mailbag on Monday. My co-host did as well.
Now,
so I got
is that you in that picture, or is that a younger version of you?
People on Reddit will just tell you anything. They will ask you anything. It's pretty great. So
now, question for you: in the mailbag
I go
folder,
look for them. So, and I am muted again. I'm sure I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna fix that.
Okay.
This keeps muting me, but maybe it's some sort of button I'm accidentally pressing.
No, it's StreamYard acting a fool. It's what it does. It sometimes it's perfect, other times it's a fucking mess.
Yeah. Such as life.
I'd file a complaint of some kind, just let them know. Keep them honest.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll do it. I think I have an automatic closing thing. So yeah. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna. Ooh, did I forget recordings? I did. We'll catch you later, though. It's been a night. All right.